The little town in Elk County buzzes with chainsaws and brims with creativity 10 days each February. The Ridgeway Rendezvous began with a handful of carvers in someone's backyard in the year 2000. Now, hundreds of artists and fans from all over the world find their way to Ridgeway.
Had a good turnout here today.
The Bonney brothers. Randy now lives in Chattanooga, Tennessee, while twin brother Rick still has a shop here in town. But the festival they started keeps them connected, not only with each other, but with fellow chainsaw sculptors from Germany to Japan.
The Germans meet the Japanese, and then, all the other countries meet each other. Now they're all traveling to each other's countries because of the Rendezvous.
Maybe I still am a little hometown boy in a way, but I've broadened my experience level far and wide since I first met you along the highway. I mean, that was only 5 minutes from my house the first time, but now it's just amazing the journey I've had in my life.
That highway was Route 219 through Bootjack Mountains south of Ridgeway, a gas station parking lot. When we visited in 1992, the Chainsaw Twins had only been at it a year or so, but were already carving out an artistic niche. Each brother's eye for detail was sharpened by surgeries that ended their lifelong struggles with cataracts.
We were pretty limited for a major portion of our lives, and after that surgery, we got a lot more confidence.
That newfound confidence awakened a rare talent.
It is kind of funny to think that somebody's buying a log from me that I ran a chainsaw over for an hour or 2 days, and they buy the piece. I can't believe it, really.
20 years and thousands of miles later, it appears Rick Bonney's daughter Zoe follows in his footsteps.
She's better than me at certain things. The way she twists things and turns it, and all mine look like boards, kind of.
It was just in the log pile, and there was a bunch of snow at our shop at the time, so it was on top. I just started carving. It was either going to be bears or foxes. Even the whole way through, I didn't decide until the end.
Though she inherited her father's talent, Zoe wasn't interested in becoming a chip off the old block, at least not until
I started coming to the rendezvous and started seeing, oh wow, I could travel and see the world a little bit with this. So it's been really exciting. I've gotten to go meet people that I never would have met, and I have a lot of friends now because of this event.
It's a story often told at the Rendezvous. Jeff Semodosky of Washington State was a novice when he attended the second Ridgeway Rendezvous more than a decade ago. Now, he's one of the best in the world.
This back section here, this is one log. This is another log, and another log. So it was 4 big pieces of wood. Now, they all came from the same tree. It was definitely a challenge, but it was, I like challenges, and I'm ready to tackle another one.
He says he learns something new at every rendezvous.
I've been doing this for 13 years, but I could walk by someone's booth that has a piece that I've never seen before, and I could learn from someone that's been doing it for a year or 6 months, so it's really just a big sponge of knowledge.
As chainsaw festivals go, Ridgeway is pretty laid back. There's no competition, with one exception.
Cage match starting in 2 to 3 minutes. 2 of the fastest carvers in the world will be inside the cage. 2 walk in, 1 walks out.
Dave Tremco of Chugiak, Alaska, squares off against Michael Blaine of Whitehaven, Pennsylvania. Audience applause will determine which one has carved the best 5-minute sculpture. Time's up.
The winner is Mr. Dave Tremco from Chugiak, Alaska.
Winning is nothing new for the man from Chugiak, but what spurs him on?
Just got to be really hungry. If you're really hungry, then you learn how to do this stuff, because the name of the game, our sign says it right there, carve or starve, and it's actually the case.
Many of these carvers make their living doing this. Randy Rupert of Punxsutawney always gets his fill.
11 years ago till today, I couldn't even tell you how many of these little guys I've made. I have dreams about them at night.
And every morning is Groundhog Day. How much wood can a woodchuck chuck?
Groundhog feels been very, very good to me.
Bears have been very good to Mike Page of upstate New York and his wife Linda.
Here a bear, there a bear. You'll find bears most everywhere. That's because people love them. In fact, chainsaw artists have a saying,
Bears pay bills.
Then there's Grandpa Elf, who hands out free mini sculptures in return for hugs. But most of the carvers need the money, and visitors are happy to buy.
It's the ambiance. It's just a great time. You meet a lot of people up here, and you get a lot of interesting decor items that you wouldn't see at home.
This is the first rendezvous for Sister Mary Davis of St. Mary's.
I love to see things made out of wood. If I had the energy, I'd love to do some carving myself. I would love to do it.
It takes a sharp eye, a steady hand, and a strong pair of arms to be a chainsaw sculptor. And you can't be afraid to get a little sawdust in your beard. Of course, Dee Dee Elkins and her friends don't have that problem. After seeing a chainsaw artist for the first time, the woman from Chillicothe, Ohio, was hooked.
So I asked my husband to buy me a chainsaw, and he bought me a little baby electric saw, and I got to use that for a year, and I about pulled my hair out, but I finally got a real gas chainsaw, and that's how I got into it.
It's one big, noisy fraternity of carvers. No matter where they come from, no matter where they're going, chainsaw sculptors make each other welcome.
Mostly anybody here could just knock on the door of any carver anywhere across the country and in many other countries and have a home there, you know, in a log.
Visiting a rendezvous that's a cut above the rest. I'm Dave Crawley.